Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to our current Minister of Finance, the Honourable Maureen MacDonald. She is the first woman to hold this position in Nova Scotia. The Honourable Maureen also served as Minister of Health and Wellness from 2009 to 2012. During these years, she introduced many innovative changes, including improvements to primary and emergency care, reduced prices for generic drugs, and the province's first mental health strategy. At the same time, she exercised a tight rein on health spending, reducing annual departmental increases of 6 to 8% to 2.5%. Maureen hails from rural Antigonish County and currently resides in the historic area of North End, Halifax. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Maureen MacDonald.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to be here. I'm looking around the room, seeing a lot of familiar faces, and so it's always a pleasure to be as well on the beautiful South Shore. I want to start, first of all, by bringing greetings on behalf of the Premier, who unfortunately was not able to be here today as planned. As you probably know, he's in Newfoundland with the Prime Minister, and so he sends his regrets for not being able to be here, but I know that everybody is understanding of his need to be elsewhere. You know, everybody is here today for the same reason. We want our beautiful province to grow and prosper and continue to be the place that we love to live and work, and we'd like other people to know more about us and have the benefits of our province, I think. A key part of moving Nova Scotia forward will be working more closely together, and I'm encouraged to see so many people here in this room, representatives from municipalities, from RDAs, from our chambers of commerce. It's very important, I think, probably now more than perhaps any other time in our history, that we work very, very hard and that we're pulling in the same direction. The competitive forces are very, very strong globally. I don't need to tell you that. And so the more we can harness our activities and our efforts and our collective creativity and capacity to be moving in the same direction, the more likely we are to be able to stand up and succeed in the face of some very, very strong international and indeed national and even regional trends. So we need to change the way we work with one another, because together we are going to be better able to compete and win new opportunities. Nova Scotia is on the brink of great opportunity here in the province. Perhaps one of the greatest opportunities that we've had in a number of generations. And it's a statement you've probably heard the Premier make and others in the past while. And I think it's more true today than perhaps ever. Our government has guided Nova Scotia through 3 years of the worst global economic conditions that anyone can remember. And now we're starting to turn the corner. Nova Scotia has the shipbuilding contracts, renewed offshore exploration, and construction of the Maritime Link. We're innovating the resource sectors, like building a forestry sector for the future. And we're helping to create hundreds of new jobs all across the province. And there's a sense of something positive in the air. In the next 5 to 10 years, local economies throughout Nova Scotia can thrive, not just survive, but thrive. But to do that, we must understand our province's common opportunities and share ideas about building a better future. Preparing for prosperity is about reaching higher to make the most of these opportunities, and we need to embrace change and encourage innovation. And that's what Jobs Here, our plan to create jobs and grow the economy, is all about. It's about learning the right skills for good jobs, growing the economy through innovation, and helping businesses compete globally. But how can our Jobs Here priorities work better in the local context, in our tourism, manufacturing, and primary production sectors, for young people, for workers, and for families that seek a better life in their home communities? That's one of the key questions that led to yesterday's announcement of a new economic commission. The Nova Scotia Commission on Building Our New Economy will explore how we can spread the benefit of Nova Scotia's biggest opportunities across the province. It's made up of incredibly capable people, excited about exploring the concept, and who eagerly stepped up to get involved. You just heard from Acadia University's Ray Ivany, who's chairing the commission, working alongside with Irene D'Entremont, Dan Christmas, and Susanna Fuller. They're distinguished Nova Scotians in every sense, in business, academia, community development, and environmental conservation. They represent the best of our province, and we want Nova Scotians to understand that growth in one part of the province means opportunity in others. We want to break down the outdated idea that regions of the province are competing against each other. We want to explore how a business owner in Dartmouth can learn from the success of a business owner in Oxford. And we want to help ensure that small businesses in towns like Lockport, Pictou, or Cheticamp are taking steps to export their products to the world. Because of the value of our natural resources is increasing. The waters that surround us can produce energy, food, and nutrients for the world. There are ample markets for our land and forests to produce premium fiber, food, energy, and high-value products. Nova Scotia is a leader in green jobs and environmental protection. How we manage the social and environmental risks that sometimes go with economic development? It's a very important question. The answers aren't easy, but they're out there. And we know we have the right people to help us. As Ray mentioned, the Commission will encourage Nova Scotians to participate in this process, much like you all have this afternoon, to put more and more people, families, and communities in a position to win and grow. But that's only one of the many things this government is doing to help reverse the trend of the 20 years of the worst economic growth of any province in the country. Earlier this week, I'm sure many of you watched with interest as the independent panel appointed by the province and municipalities delivered its report and recommendation to support regional economic development. The RDA's we know today are 18 years old. And while the talented, dedicated people involved in regional development throughout the province have worked hard with the current model, it's time to give them the tools they need to succeed. If we want to see different results, and we do, then we need to do things differently. The report presented by the panel a couple of days ago represents an exciting turning point. It recommends the winning conditions that are needed to strengthen our local communities and economy. New regional enterprise networks will bring together business communities, the province, municipalities, and other groups involved in economic development. It's exactly the kind of collaboration and cooperation we need to continue moving Nova Scotia forward, and will help Nova Scotians grow their businesses, create more good jobs, and help to grow our economy in every region. Regional networks will improve coordination and bring planning in line with the province's Jobs Here strategy. You know, my colleagues and I have been traveling the province, telling the story of how Nova Scotia is turning the corner on decades of Canada's worst economic performance, turning the corner on looking elsewhere for opportunities and prosperity. Many of you, economic development professionals, business owners, municipal leaders, and entrepreneurs are helping to turn the economy around. Through our Jobs Here plan, we're building a stronger, more diverse workforce that will match employment and training needs, support growing industries that will secure the province's future. Through Jobs Here, the government has helped hundreds of Nova Scotian businesses become more productive, train employees, and bolster competitiveness. Companies like Allendale Electronics in Lockport, Build It in Sydney, and Eden Valley Poultry in the Annapolis Valley. All are improving and growing, thanks in part to provincial support. And these efforts stretch across the province, and they demonstrate what we can accomplish together. For the first time that I can remember, we're seeing industries moving to Nova Scotia, a place where many other companies have put down roots and expanded their operations. Jobs from Alberta, jobs from Ontario, coming to Nova Scotia. Just a few weeks ago, the government made two announcements that marked one of the most significant weeks in Nova Scotia job creation in recent memory. Between projects, technologies, and IBM Canada, nearly 1,000 new, well-paying, stable jobs are coming to Nova Scotia. Students have told me how excited they are about the programs they'll have access to because of IBM's new Center for Analytics and the job opportunities they'll have in the future. Small business owners tell me they see the positive impact these announcements and others will have on their companies and communities. And we know it's not just Irving workers who will benefit from the $25 billion in shipbuilding contracts. Restaurants will double lunch sales. Clothing stores will move more inventory. Rural farms will grow more produce. And building contractors will see new construction. Hundreds of businesses, small and large, villages and towns and municipalities across the province, and thousands of Nova Scotians will all benefit. Our approach is working, Nova Scotia is turning the corner, and we're moving Nova Scotia forward. You can see the proof and feel the positive energy. I know I can, and not just because I have my office right above the Irving shipyards, and you can just feel the energy coming in the north end of Halifax. Our government will continue to support businesses of all sizes in our region. We continue to look for ways to seize the opportunities before us to benefit the entire province. And we'll continue to work with our partners and make sure Nova Scotia is ready for the opportunities of tomorrow. Together, we are stronger. Before I wrap up, I sincerely want to thank all of you. You are people who are out there on the ground, in the communities, working on behalf of people in our province. We wouldn't be where we are today without the tireless work and unwavering commitment that you have and you demonstrate. So I want to thank you very much for that commitment to our province and to people in our communities. My colleagues and I certainly look forward to working with you as we move forward, and I appreciate your invitation very much to be here this afternoon. Thank you.